Eh, eh, eh. Come on. There we go. Shit, the glare. Fuck. Oh, God. There we go. Yeah, that looks great. I had to cut my nails. Shit. I don't think anyone's going to be able to tell the difference. This production quality. Hold on. You gotta do that switch. Oh, fuck me. No, shut up. Fuck. Okay. Hey, everyone. Welcome to a very, very high-five state of the garbage. I'm your commander-in-chief, Alex Correa. I hope all my garbage men and women out there are doing just as great as me here in my new home studio. We have the I'm going to say the epitome of lighting technology to keep me nice and lit. Some candles. I have my monitor acting as a big yellow light. And I'm covered in stripper glitter. That is a sad truth because Brooklyn touched me. But also, we had the show today. Here's the deal, ladies and gents. I am going, look at all this. I have a whole setup. I'm going to do, that's Brooklyn's iMac. I'd never buy that. But I got a whole setup I'm going to do. I got to get my shit, I got to come correct. If any Twitch streamer out there, which I guess I technically am one of, but I still like to place myself above, at least in my mind, not in anyone else's. But if anyone else can have a sweet home setup, I gotta have one that's not a studio. So I gotta get me a nice mic arm, and I gotta get me a real webcam, and then this won't be for my iMac, or for my MacBook, which this is. But they listen, the earth was pulling me away. It said, Alex, you must do other things. Also, have you been working out? Because, listen, I am fate, and I can't even pull you away. You are an absolute unit. And to that I say, you're goddamn right, life. And then I slap him on the ass, send him on his way, because I'm in control here. Okay, and I say, it's time for a State of the Union. Actually, the schedule said that, and it said it was due today. This is still technically Monday. Nope, it says Tuesday, 12 a.m. right there. Whatever. I'm doing it because I care about you guys. And I was so late on the last one because we were moving. And I'll tell you, look at that empty shelf. We're still moving, but we did all the hard stuff. All of Brooklyn's Animu is going to take over my house. But look at that. I got a living room back. Well, it's still kind of in disarray. But look at my couch. Look at that gorgeous couch. And that body. I'm a happy boy. I'm happy to have a studio for the show so we can do dumb shit like the Arby's Olympics on Wednesday, which we just talked about after the show, and it's going to be absolutely dumb. And it's just a place for me to not have a studio in, and it's fabulous. And me and Brooklyn already used it. We played some Mario Party with Brooklyn's parents and step-parents this Saturday, and it was, absolute blast after I told them for the third time how they use a Switch controller. But regardless, they were not that bad, actually, better than my parents would be. Regardless, I'm going to say great success on that move. There's still some shit that like, we're still figuring out. The teleprompter didn't work today, which I wanted to throw that stupid, awful Chinese piece of crap screen. The rest of the teleprompter is great, but the screen is a teleprompter screen. And the way a teleprompter works is it is much like a laptop. Okay, so where this keyboard is, there is a screen. And then where the screen is on the laptop, there is a piece of glass or a mirror that reflects light coming at it from the screen side, so it goes into my eyes, and then a camera, and it does not reflect the light on the side the camera's on, and the camera shoots right through the piece of glass. So you can read the words, and it's reflecting what's on the screen, but the camera can shoot right through it. So naturally, because it's a mirror, you would have to flip everything around. And usually when you buy a teleprompter, the screen knows it's going to be used in a teleprompter, so they have some sort of firmware that allows you to press a button on the screen software and flip the screen. But this was a fucking stupid parts bin piece of shit. The power cable doesn't even really work, so you gotta like tape it in, and it has no option to flip. So I have no fucking idea how they think people are going to use this teleprompter when it does not. You would have to read backwards. You would have to read backwards. So that's the third time. You'd have to, which is insane to me. So I was pissed about that today. We got to find some sort of hardware solution or figure out, I mean, software, you just get the computer that it's on to flip everything. But then when you want to fix the text on this teleprompter, you'd have to flip it back over. Nightmare. So it's just one of the very small things that we have to fix, and we have to fix a lot of shit in that house. Lights, cameras, actions, everything. It's all appalling. But it all works in a way faster time than I would have ever thought. But I talked about that last time. I want to talk about all your feedback, because I said a lot of shit last time, and I said a lot of heartfelt thank yous, which I normally don't say. So you guys naturally had a lot of pointing and laughing at me, which I totally understand because I deserve it. But no, I want to get to, I want to save all my shit. I have enough, you've heard enough about my life already. So much so that I'm just going to skip all that, and I want to get right to talking about the things, the feedback. You guys gave me awesome feedback on Patreon. Under the State of the Garbage post, you gave me awesome feedback in the feedback section on Discord. You gave me awesome feedback in the State of the Garbage portion on Discord, and I want to go through fucking all of it because it's all good. Who would have thunk? So I'm going to do that right now. It's the reason I didn't respond to it last week. Also, I was still very busy this week. I'll have a lot more time this weekend. But I want to get into all the things that you guys said, and fuck what I have to say, and I just want to get right to the things that you guys said. So, I think last time I referred to myself as sexy. Shahan Solo said it doesn't work if you call yourself sexy. I would say believing in yourself is sexy, Shahan Solo. Do you not agree with that? I would say that self-confidence is sexy. And I would say these absolute mountains, bam, of, I just forgot the name of that muscle. For some reason I want to say trapezoids. But that's a thing. Rhomboids is the muscle. That's also not what I'm talking about. Triceps? My triceps are just popping off, but I'm not going to get into that. Thank you, Sean Solo. And I hope I cleared that up by really just teeming with self-confidence. Big Twang said, wow, that was so deep. Thank you for being in us and eating all of us out. Knowing that makes me sleep well at night. And I hope you still feel that way. I hope you know that I'm always inside you. Even when you don't think so, I'm in you. And it doesn't matter how many times you ask, I am. And it's not going to change the fact that that's all you're getting. As well as eating you guys out, I'm glad. Hey, your birthday had to be one day this week. This year. I'm very tired. These long days are still starting to get to me. And my word talking is not as good as it used to be. So I apologize for that. But I'm glad I could always I could be deep in all you guys, and it's great. And I want to fill you guys with my love, and I hope I have enough love to go around. And I just want to fill every single one of you up with my love, and I appreciate that, really. So thank you for letting me fill you with my love. And you guys have a lot of barriers, and I know that. You guys have been hurt before, but thank you for letting me penetrate those barriers, get inside you, and really fill you with all my love. And I appreciate it. And afterwards, I have wet naps, so all's good. Narnold PT, honestly love the serious content. Someone should be calling out these people. So this is in relation. I apologize about that. Was on the heels of the whole train wrecks thing that I did the day before. So Narnold is talking about that. I honestly love the serious content. Someone should be calling out these people who are doing things that are bad as a whole for the community. I really love that you mentioned the people in game with him who are complacent and silent about him. Love all you guys, and hope you 5 keep making content. I hope I 5 too. When in reality, I only deserve a 2, but I'll take a 5. Yeah, man. Was he back today? Somebody messaged me saying that like he didn't apologize and like wrote a diss rap song. Is that true? I don't want to fucking take up time with this looking at it, but I should check out the clip because I haven't yet. And I'm interested because it is weird to come back from that and be like, not sorry. Also, let's see.
Yeah. Okay. 8 gang. Yeah.
Sorry, I scrolled.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Used to get bands. Used to get bands. Now you're bad. Now used to get bands. Now you're bad. Get bands. Now you.
That's a good way to say sorry. Thank you, Trainwrecks, for that. That is really so on par. You could fucking compete in the Crown Royal. Is that a horse racing thing, or I think that's a Canadian liquor. What's it called? U.S. Open. Is that tennis? Is that a golf one too? Is there a golf U.S. Open? Whatever. My reference fell short. Regardless, oh man, Arnold, I agree, man. There's this guy Pokelaws who I always thought. I mean, he's the first comment on this shit, which you can't see. But he was a guy who was an Overwatch guy. That he did a lot of funny stuff. You probably know him from his VR chat stuff. And it just sucks that people will like continue to be on his shows and play games with him when he's obviously not a good dude. And I mean, that's the most disappointing part for that, is that people I used to like. Well, you know, I had problems with Pokelaws as well. But it sucks that people just keep enabling him by being on his stuff, because in reality he'd have no platform if he didn't have anyone boosting him up. But you know, what are you gonna do? I kind of, you know, I landed on like, you know, I hope to do one of those things a week, but I'm not gonna slam any bees nests and invite angry people into our community if it's not necessary. But if I deem it necessary, then sometimes you just gotta fucking make a fuss, and I guess we'll all deal with the fallout that my big scary man conscience is forcing upon everyone. I am Ed said the serious content is fine as long as it's already approached semi-seriously. I don't think anyone wants to see the show become less Keemstar, become some Keemstar-esque drama entertainment. You know, my goal, it always bothers me when people are like, hey, you're just creating drama, when in reality, like, if I wanted to drum up some shit to have anybody care about me, don't you think I would have, I'm not saying I could have easily done that, but don't you think I would have tried that a long time ago? Like, don't worry about that. That's not why I'm trying to do this. And I'm not saying that's what you were saying, but other people who have called out in the past are being like, well, you just want to be relevant. Like, no, unlike a lot of people on the service, I think being relevant at any cost is like a living prison. That would be terrible if like I was relevant and a lot of people knew me because they hated me or because they don't like what I do. What a fucking awful existence that would be. So I'm not just trying to smack fucking bees nests so people pay attention to me. That's the worst kind of attention. So yeah, at the end of the day, I'm going to call out only people who I really think should be called out or talked about or just explained. I don't even have to fucking be negative about any of it or all of it. But also, like, everything I do would have some layer of funny. And the thing I did on Trainwrecks was a lot more serious because I didn't have a lot of time to write it and I didn't have time to bake jokes in because I really just write the information first and then go pepper some fucking jokes in as I see them bubble up from the diarrhea surface that I've since created. But everything's always funny first. I mean, that was I think established at the attack very early on, where we were like, are we gonna just talk about straight news? Are we gonna talk about the game releases this week? Like, we could, but that people get that from tweets and like fucking the companies themselves. They follow them on Twitter and Instagram, and they see trailers and they go to their fucking Kotakus and all these other and Reddit. People get game information. If there's anything we can do is be fucking idiots. So if that entertains you in the slightest, we can continue doing that, and I can continue baking my idiocy into literally everything I say at all times, butt, tit, fart. But at the end of the day, we are not a source for, I mean, I love actually putting the work in and getting information out in one easily digestible piece, which I think is called research, but that doesn't mean that I think I'm a news source by any means. Like, it is all editorial, and it's all going to be put through my own fart encrusted lens. Like, there's no way I'm ever not going to be at least a little bit whimsical in anything I do, because if it's not funny, I'm not interested. Like, everything is influenced by the things I like games and Twitch and the internet and technology, but that is by no means there. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. What the fuck does that fly think he's doing? He thinks he's hot shit. He doesn't know that I'm a motherfucking alpha, okay? He doesn't think like, oh, Alex doesn't have a paper towel to squash me. I don't give a shit. Ew. I felt him. I really thought I was going to be like, he's so small. But I got him. I don't even know what that is. I know it's a fly, but they're like not flies that move around. They just kind of, I find them like once a week just sitting somewhere. They don't try to move. So they're pretty easy to kill. Regardless, don't worry about that. I'm not going to turn to fucking Keemstar. I support your choice to do more serious stuff, like you said, but the awful people tend to be the most comfortable speaking out. Like you said, the awful people tend to be the most comfortable speaking out. If anyone should make a move towards changing that, it's you. D-Riv, you have put me on a false pedestal of importance. I don't know if I'm the correct person, but I'm the only person I'm in charge of. So while I would love there to be some sort of John Oliver to call meatheads out, I don't think I'm that, but there is nobody else who's closer, so that I know of yet. So the second somebody's better than it at me, I'll hand the torch off. But I enjoy doing it, which is why I do it. I don't think I'm the best at it, but I appreciate that, D-Riv. And I really do. There's nobody... I don't give a shit. I really don't. And anyone who's scared of it, a lot of people who use Twitch as their main source of income and stuff and would really be fucked without it. Like, I know our community, if we had to move to like YouTube gaming or something, would be fine. But like, I really don't care if Twitch is like, well, you can't talk about other streamers no matter what. You can't call people out like that. I don't care. I really don't. Like, you can't create a platform where somebody making valid points about a harmful community member trying to draw attention to bad things that somebody has done, making that against the rules is broken. So I feel like I have to do this at the end of the day. So that's what I'm going to do. And a lot of people are too scared. A lot of people I know who don't like this are too scared of the repercussions of like, well, what if brands don't want to hire you? Brands already kind of don't want to hire me. They do when they don't do enough research, or when they need somebody like me. If you did, like, I by no means am the most professional option, but I am an option. So I'm not scared about like, well, what if you have to? And also, like, in the same vein, nobody's gonna want me to work with Trainwrecks because no brands want to work with him. But I digress. I'm not scared of Twitch being like, well, you're banned for witch hunting somebody. Like, I don't care. So that's something that I feel like gives me an ability that other people don't have on the platform if they're scared of repercussions for doing this. I've also, like, I'm fine with big meanies. And I know our community is resilient too. I wouldn't do this if I don't think you guys would be able to handle it. Just fucking don't give the petulant children the attention they need. Filter them out and we'll be fine. We're a very resilient community. I'm from a traditional entertainment background, so I feel like I have protected myself in such a way where nobody's gonna fucking do anything crazy. Like I feel like I am the guy who can do it for a lot of people who can't, which is why I do it. I don't think I'm the best. I think there's a lot of people who are better researched than me and funnier than me. But that's why I do it. Master Bison, if you're going to do more newsy type segments, my best advice is to stick to the facts. Obviously, you can't completely hide your own opinion, but at the very least, you can support your points by discussing facts. People can put two and two together on their own. All you need to do is report as fairly as you can on things. I guess you can voice your opinion too, but would personally refrain from that because controversy is not what this channel should be about, in my opinion. That last segment on the Uber Mail streamer was pretty good, in my opinion, because it really stuck to the facts. But towards the end, there were a few interjections that really didn't need to be there. Rewatch, you'll see. Anyway, just be professional about it, I guess. Don't be too preachy, and it'll be fine. Master Bison, there's some good nuggets in there, and ones that I don't necessarily agree with, but not like to any kind of aggressive standpoint. Just ones that I don't necessarily understand. The ones I do are like, all the facts should be in there. It shouldn't be solely about how I feel about these things, because I feel like what informational and you know, kind of these satire news programs do best is present everything in a way that even giant news corporations cannot do. Present things in a way that is easily understandable, well packaged, engaging to watch for longer periods of time than reading an article. So I agree with that. A good amount of research and compiling that research into one package that everyone can understand is great. You also have to make people laugh. And so I say that because a lot of the times you make people laugh is because you're interjecting something of yourself in there. Whether it be you making fun of the situation, which is inherently saying you don't support something or basically denigrating a person or an idea. To make fun of something, it has to be understood that you don't necessarily agree with it or you think it's stupid. Like, to make fun of something, it's very difficult to always make fun of something and be neutral about it. So I feel like you do kind of have to take a stand on these things. And I'm fine with taking a stand on a lot of these things. If people want to... I don't make any crazy points that it's very hard to agree with. Like, I'm not idealistic in the slightest. A lot of the things I recommend, or a lot of the things I feel like would be the answer, aren't like, hey, why don't we all just like fucking join hands and sing Kumbaya? You can, a lot of the times it's a lot more, I find them to be a lot more pragmatic of like, just stop doing the objectively dumb shit. And I know it's usually not, there is no objectively fucking dumb scale, but like, it's pretty easy that as a society, using societal norms and just being empathetic towards people, you can look at it and go like, okay, maybe don't do that. So, I don't feel like a lot of my views are too extreme or harmful to share. So, while I agree that the information should be first, and I don't want to come off as too preachy or pushing my own agenda. Like I just said, my goal is not to be a news source first. It's to entertain people. And I think a lot of the times I'm entertained by learning something. So even if you don't have a horse in the race, I like watching fucking videos summing up a food scandal or something. I literally just watched like a fucking a video about a lawsuit that hit Applebee's 3 years ago, and it was very interesting. Like, there is entertainment value in giving the information, and then to make jokes about it, I have to interject how I feel about it, or else why am I like? If people just want straight news, they could go somewhere like an IGN or something that has like almost no personality. But for me, I am a person, and I'm going to give. I wouldn't be making these things if I didn't have a horse in the race. My goal is to not just give the news and give the facts on the street corner and educate the people. It is to educate people and entertain them, and at the same time give my take on it, which is why I'm doing it in the first place. Because if I was just doing something for like, hey, informational purposes, I'd be covering everything. But obviously I have a horse in all these races, which is the only reason I picked to talk about them, because I have something to say about the entire issue. So that's a lot leading to nothing, because like I both agree and have a problem with some of the points you make. But it all comes from a place of you wanting to help, and by no means do I take anything you said negatively, or do I not appreciate the advice. In fact, I took a lot of it to heart on something else I'm writing up, and I want to make sure that if I am interjecting something of myself in there, it has meaning, it has purpose, I've thought it out, and it doesn't sound too preachy, but via these logical steps or very simple compassion, you can understand why I'm saying these things. Because, oh man, the platform just lacks so much empathy and understanding, and I feel like if we all had a little bit of that, it'd be a better place. So that's why I am trying to stick my empathic foot in the door on a lot of these issues. But that was way too long of an answer for that, when in reality, I mostly agree with you. Let's go over to the state of the garbage section and see what you guys said, because you guys have been very chatty over there. Since the last time I said that, D-Riv, just a wall of text, but I'll plow through it. Not that I don't appreciate it, but I just can't read, so I'm going to have to sound out these words very slowly. I'm only 12 minutes and 30 seconds into State of the Garbage, 12, but Alex Korea said that if I have opinions, I should just put them here, and I want to put my opinions here before I forget them. If I have any criticism of the show, besides it being garbage, it's that it can use some tightening in the production and technical departments. Lord knows, D-Riv, I want this show to be tight. I think I don't have to tell you that. I am a man who I'm a boy. I'm a boy who who worked real hard to make a show that strayed further and further away from what I knew worked on Twitch. I am the king of overproducing bullshit and just putting a lot of shit that the Twitch audience does not want into a Twitch show, which is production and tightening things and really making it feel like a TV show. Because at the end of the day, those are the things I'm interested in making, amongst all the other things. It's not like I don't like making stuff like cyber garbage and more freewheeling, willy-nilly stuff, but like it's always working towards, like, how many fucking Twitch shows have a teleprompter? Me. Like, Geek and Sundry does not, last time I was there, does not have teleprompter. Like, the fact that we have a teleprompter is insane, and it's because I want things to feel tighter. I think when you try to control a show as much as possible, it makes the chaos and the off-the-rails nature feel that much more special and that much more real, instead of going in without a plan. Because that's not off the rails. You never had rails. So Lord knows I'm trying to do this. But what's not easily understood is that this is a company in which we have, at any given time, 1 or 2 full-time employees, and I am not one of them. I still put in a very large amount of work, what I can, to make the shows. But in terms of pre-production, when Coral is off doing other things, which right now she's not, so she's helping Joy with a lot of the studio stuff. When Coral does not have other production jobs, or when Coral has other production jobs, it is just Joey. And it's very hard to, in my heart of hearts, make a show that's different from The Attack, definitely in terms of show feel and overall show composition and content, really. But in terms of production value, of course, I'm always working towards getting where The Attack was. And it's very hard because at the end of the day, to get The Attack up to that point, we had 20 people working on that show, really. And then at the end, we had like 12, but that was really squeezing who we had to make that show work in that studio. But it's just manpower stuff. And we're smart enough and we're savvy enough that we can really start to make crazy moves for having 4 people. But like, you know, Nick has work all day, so he shows up right before the countdown ends. So it's very hard to use him like in actual setting up stuff. I mean, he obviously helps out a lot of other places, but it's very hard to use him for actual pre-production. And then Coral, when she has a job, same thing. And then Joey's only one guy, and he's got a lot of other behind the scenes, merch, taxes, finances, bill, like a bunch of other shit. Really, the money jobs. And then me, you know, I'm one guy, and I'm working all day doing producer stuff at The Attack, and then on my lunch break, and then when I go home from when I don't have the show, and when I do have the show, like I'm up until 1 or 2 in the morning trying to put stuff together. But it's all, to me, to really just get the show functioning as a machine. And I understand that that's my purpose in this team, is to try and use everyone at what they're best at and see what instruments people play the best and put them in places so that we can squeeze the most out of the short amount of time that we have to do this. But in terms of pre-producing each show. But Lord knows that's what I want. And if you don't see it happen, it's because we tried our hardest, and that's what we could do. So slowly we will tighten the screws, but it's going to take a very long time. Recently, surprisingly, considering the movie going on, the show hasn't had too many technical problems, but it does have something of a characteristic what thing doesn't work deal that could be addressed with more preparation. Again, not really an issue because you guys are still moving to the studio. Oh, man. Dude, you'd be amazed how often shit just breaks. The reason we had to reset the timer today is because the mixer just stopped working. And this is a professional piece of equipment, but there was like an order of operations problem, and then we didn't turn the mixer on before the switching software, and it wasn't recognized. Like, you have to one of the things I always admired about Los is because is that Los had so much time and so much experience having every piece of gear fuck up that he had an encyclopedic knowledge about how to fucking twist every single nip, just twist it perfect, just to get every single thing to work. Because when you start to have 10 different systems, a wireless mic system, a sound mixing system, a soundboard system for the sound effect, different cameras, a network of drives for storing all the recordings and all our assets and all our videos, and like, when you have all those systems, one of them fucks up every day, no matter what you do, and even if you touch nothing. So the what thing doesn't work is never finished. something is always wrong once you have enough pieces of gear, but it's building up the knowledge of how to fix that thing and becoming bulletproof in terms of problems that can happen is what we need to do. And right now, it's just us getting our sea legs with that problem. So it's tough, man. Stuff just always fucks up out of the blue. So we just need to get better about solving things and maybe get the most help we can on specific issues. But other than that, that's going to take time as well. From the production aspect, I mean more in the stage management sense and not the technical props aside. I love the tangents you guys go on. I enjoy when the audience sends videos in. There's a sense of chaos to a CG broadcast that's enjoyable, but I also know you have content you want to get to. The show has been getting better about that. And again, with your new space, it could be a chance to capitalize and really organize the thing. This is something I want to hear back from you guys about. Because one of the things we always got pinged at by you guys at the attack, and you guys being the royal you guys, is that, like, we always tried to keep things too tight, and it's because, like, fucking, it was 4 p.m. People have been there since 9 in the morning. We got to get people out or start paying people overtime. So we had a time to hit, and if not, people were cleaning up after, and then it was overtime, and it was extra money, and it was a problem. So we just tried to get people out of there. And people were always like, why didn't you explore that moment, or why didn't you let that breathe, or why didn't you go on that tangent? And maybe we've gone too far in that direction, and I don't really know. Because if it was up to me, I thought the amount of fucking around at the attack was great. And I feel like a lot of this now is me being like, well, this isn't what I would necessarily do, but this is me taking feedback and, like, letting moments live. And, like, should we go 2 videos deep on tangent videos after one that we had planned? Maybe not both. Maybe you can do 1 tangent video. Like, I'm always trying to ride that line, but I really am looking at your guys' response to be like, how fucking, not even off the rails, like, how far should we be able to stray from the content that's planned? And should we keep the show? Because I know, like, the numbers go down once we start getting to that, like, 9:30, 10 p.m. Pacific time. So, like, is it even worth it? Should we save some of that shit for the next show? I'm always trying to tighten that stuff, and that's the stuff I need your help on. Is the amount of fucking around good? Should we keep it tighter and get to more stuff that's pre-planned that people worked on? I never know, and I never want to step on any toes at that stuff, because I know people like the idea of new entertainment and Twitch and all that stuff, because you can let people be people, but people also like seeing dumb shit that we have planned. So that's another, like, leave me feedback here and in feedback and below the video here, because I want to know that stuff. There's a difference between organized chaos and what the fuck is going on. I think you guys know the difference. The audience can tell too. Otherwise, yeah, show sucks a lot and I hate it. No one watch it anymore. Thank you. I just got a text from my dad that said that. Code Monkey X, another wall of text, which I appreciate, but a lot of stuff. Personally, I would like to see a little more variety in the format. Instead of always getting the videos, then a bit, then a segment, then a bit. Another show I watch from time to time, Night Attack. Not sure why every show I watch has something to do with attacking things. But they will often do games with a host, like Google Feud, do movie draft. This is basically saying diversify the content, which I agree with. But again, in terms of the people who are actually coming up and writing all these things, the time is it's both we don't have enough and we're mismanaging. We really are mismanaging, and it bums me out, because I know if we looked ahead on these things and being like, hey, we are going to do this funny Amazon Prime segment, which we are going to do probably either end of this week or next week, or even the RB Olympics. Like, we had to look ahead a week and pinpoint it, because it would have made more sense to do it last week when it was closer to the time when we got the gift card, and it would have made more sense. But, like, we just have to be good about blocking stuff out in the future, because the reason there's not a lot of diversity in the segments is because we don't have a lot of time to come up with entirely new things. And it's way easier to just have a bit in video garbage or do stuff we're used to doing, because we already have the framework for how that works, kind of. And we're not going to waste time chiseling out how that thing works. So I feel that, man. I want more variety, and I feel like we're doing ourselves a disservice by not letting all the different, again, instruments in this weird, fucked up hobo subway band we have play. And I want Cole to have her own, like, monster lore segment. I want Nick to be able to talk about old obscure games, and I want Joey to do his own weird shit. So, but we're just always crunched, and it's not, we can't work harder. Everyone's working as hard as they can. We got to work smarter, and we got to start blocking stuff out. But that is coming. So thank you. And if anyone has any specific ideas for segments they want to see, fucking tell me these things. Everyone always acts like they're, or some people, not everyone, but some people always act like, well, I didn't want to bother you, or I don't, like, message me directly. I don't give a shit. I want to know what you guys want, because at the end of the day, it means I got to think less. And if you say exactly what you want, we can do it, and we can try it and make it our own. But if you give us a jumping point, fucking, it'll be so much easier, because I know you guys want it. I like the video garbage segments. It'd be nice to break it up sometimes. Additional room with no current use. Maybe you can move the gear to that room from Nick and Joey's place and make a spare room for podcasting for the Patreon bits. Any additional content? I think we are already doing that. I haven't talked to Joey about that, but the reason Studio B existed, which was Joey Nick's house, was because everything was in my house. And my landlords are starting to get suspicious that I was having so many people come in and out of the house randomly when I wasn't there. They're like, who are those people? You are not home. I don't see your car. And I was like, oh, my car is like crazy Flintstones level be in two places at once lies. So I just said, just do them at your house. Just do the bonus Patreon content at your house and try to figure it out. I know the tech isn't going to be good, but it's just going to save my ass. Now that we have a studio that people can just go to when I'm not there and do their own shit, that's where that shit's going to be shot from now on, which is great. So that problem is solved. Talking about doing a game show. So I guess you guys are already on top of diversifying the content. Yes, we are. Game show's probably happening in 2 weeks. So keep an eye out for that. And if not, fucking hound me about it, because I fucked up. I miss the Jeopardy episodes and those kind of things. I'm all for Code Monkey's idea of having variety too. Helps you guys not get bored with the format. I think it's a matter of having to do more work on something that's probably something you're... Yeah. You got it. Toothpick, you're a smart guy. You got it. Spooky Birthday. I understand the desire for extra income with that $10 donation video brings, but the show regularly feels less structured than I like. This is interesting, man. We got, I guess because the attack was so heavily structured, because it was following a TV format and then was a TV show, that like we didn't let stuff breathe when creatively we should have. And now I think we kind of flipped that, and we should make stuff tighter. I'm seeing that. And if you guys don't agree with that, and if you guys do agree with that, let me know below, because I want to know how you guys feel about it, because that is me. I like to keep things. I like to fuck around, and I like going. I love riffing is like a sport to me. I love it, but I like to keep things tight. I like to know like up and we can move on. Like that's great. And when I miss those things, I can feel it, and I'm like, well, not what I would do, but that's what the people want. But if I'm mistaken and you like things to just get the screws to get tightened a little bit more, so we can keep the show moving and you guys can stay up for the entire thing. Let me know that, because that's helpful. I like the less structured parts are the most enjoyable times, like when a video garbage leads to a weird random video. See, twin, giving me another piece of information that I got to work with. So, Burv just says, but that can still happen with viewer video separated from video garbage. It just allows them to go through a structured segment first. It makes people like the show both ways. Yeah, it's a good point. But let me know how you guys feel about everything. For the noisy bathroom, maybe something like a white noise machine could help mask Alex's lard flatulence. I want it to be loud. I'm glad toilet bowls are basically just porcelain tubas, because I want my farts to be dominant. And I'm not going to apologize for that. The idea of paid raids seems cool, and then a lot of nice stuff about paid raids, says Forgotten Toothpick. Hope you find a sustainable way to share it with good people. And the serious stuff I'm okay with. Seemed like most are from time to time, but not all the time. Side note, gotta soundproof that toilet. Yeah, we thought about soundproof foam, but apparently it's like health risks, so can't do that. Cyber Garbage, the flamethrower. Kids love that one. Not actually a flamethrower. Here's the thing. We could make the flamethrower. There's just a weird law in California. You can't sell a liquid flamethrower in California. You got to sell what Elon Musk did and sell like basically a garden torch, which sucks. Not as cool. Flamethrower is legal in other states. Let's see. Eldrick said, can't be a flamethrower. Has to be not a flamethrower. I also don't want to copy Elon Musk on most things in life. PayPal's cool, though. I'll do that. So I'm still trying to get more people into CG. My friend watched his past episode with me and seemed to enjoy it. Said he's going to start wasting his time. Wasting his Twitch. I thought that would have been way funnier, boy, he said. Seems he's going to start wasting his time on y'all. Wasting his Twitch primes on y'all. Y'all must be doing something right. Keep it going. Thank you. I don't ask people to show the show, because I know at its current state it's very hard to explain to people. But, boy, I'm going to, next time we do merch, I'm going to send you something. Because even just hearing that you tried one, makes me feel bad, but two, makes me feel very good because you trust us enough for you to show this to somebody you like, which speaks volumes. And the fact that you may have converted somebody is huge. So anyone who tries, big points. Anyone who does it successfully, big wet kiss for me next time I see you in person. That is absolutely gargantuan. And let's just roll through the feedback real fast. Because I want to talk about that. Maybe change Brooklyn Coral Cam with Nick's instead of changing the lights. It won't fit because Nick's desk is right up against the wall, but good idea. We figured out all the webcams, so everyone's shot is the same. We still need to work on the lighting, Starman. And boy suggested putting spare studio room on Airbnb. Again, I don't think we can do that. I think it's actually in my lease that I can't do that, interestingly enough. Nothing about making a studio, though. Eat my ass, management. I feel sorry for anyone who rents that room. Also, yeah, there's just going to be a lot of ding-dongs throwing fucking Arby's horsey sauce around. Let's see. Thanks for anyone. Any thanks for people who bought from the wishlist. Tattered Mind, we did thank you. But again, thank you very much. Or Tattered Boo, as you are. Seriously, thank you for the foam. It's amazing how much it helps. And the power strip. Guys, if you need a power strip, go back to those VODs and look up that, I think it was Belkin. It's a great power strip that has like these blocks on the side, and you can switch them up or down to fit these giant fucking wall warts that are on all your electronics. Would recommend. Let's see. Master Vyson. This is, I think, the last actual piece of feedback. Suggestion: buy a crappy mic for Alex's comedy farts. As an appreciator of the occasional comedy toot, I would appreciate such an addition. I'm not going to kink shame you, Master Vyson, so I'm not going to call you out. However, money is tight, so obviously don't bankrupt yourself in the process, but I'm sure you could all hook up a crappy room mic to your sound machine. I don't know how much technicalities of your setup either, but my guess that you always have it on but muted, and when a toot is ready to toot, Alex could simply unmute it with his keyboard. Just a suggestion. Wow, that's some tier 3 dream stuff as a fart mic. But Lord knows I'm going to keep it on my mind because, as you know, I'm a master of the gas. And if there needs to be a comedy fart, oh god. So that is it for Stay of the Garbage, everyone. I just realized it is late, and I have to take a shower. And it is late. Sorry I didn't get to the second part of your comment, Master Vyson. But I appreciate it on the same. I will be going now. And I am taking these candles with me for posterity and not to cover up any smells as they are vanilla. Have a wonderful evening. I will as well, because nothing is wrong. I am just doing my Barack Obama impression. Sasha and Malia, I've shit my pants. I gotta go. Bye, guys.